So, I've been actually wanting to do this series for a while now, but I've been procrastinating and been working on other projects. But if there is an interest from you guys in the comment sections for this series, I'll gladly continue it. So, from what you guys have commented on my Insta story as well as the poll, most of you guys voted for these three that I'm about to draw. And the first one we're starting off with is Chief. So I never actually played Animal Crossing, but really wanted to, and I've only gotten to touch up on Pocket Camp, but from what I've seen, it's not as good. But yeah, I searched up his personality, which is supposedly cranky, which I did not expect coming off of his design at first. So as you can see, since this is my first Animal Crossing villager I've worked on, it was pretty hard to interpret drawing them into a human. So I've actually, before the one you're seeing right now, I've actually sketched up like 3 other sketches before deciding to go with this one. So it was a task trying to do this. Definitely do like how he turned out, but he's not my favorite out of the 3 that I do in this video, as you'll see. And I do switch to a more textured brush, the dry brush ink, so I had to revisit this one in order to refix the line art and draw over it with that dry brush ink. But yeah, he was he was my first, so I can't really blame myself or blame his design for it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think on which one you thought was the best out of the 3. I definitely love to know. During the process of trying to interpret his character design, the main thing I struggle with was his hair. So he looks like he'll have more of like a neatly gelled hair, right? But I just ended up having to like incorporate some random hair spikes out of his hair, and I think that's for the better because it kind of represents those little parts. Well, I don't know what it's called, but those white tips of his, I was able to like color and incorporate it into his hairstyle, and also do somewhat of like his fox ears without actually having it be his fox ears, you know? He does have like that cranky expression on his face, but he also does have an overall look that reminds me of an arrogant rich boy. Not that I'm complaining, I actually really do like his design in the end. And next is Marina. She's actually, I thought that I had a different favorite, right? From playing Pocket Camp. I forgot her name, but there's a picture right there. But after seeing like TikToks and videos of her, I fell in love with her. She's like my favorite villager now. So my first concept I was gonna go with was a more girly type. What I mean by that is like she would have like more long curly hair, like that kind of perception. But then the more I look at her, she just looks like a cute little girl. Like I wanted to make her kind of timid looking, and I gave her more simple but cute of a hairstyle. So I gave her like pigtails, and I thought it like suited her more because like it kind of gave off like tentacles, like her tentacles, right? Like her legs kind of gave off that vibe. And yeah, I also if I'm correct, those are her bangs. So at first I thought those were her eyebrows, so I thought I was gonna give her a worried look, which she kind of already has. But I also gave her her bangs, so yeah. So I decided to incorporate one of her distinct features onto her face, which is her yellow cheeks. I, prior to this, did not even think one bit about incorporating this, but I'm very glad that I made that decision. I also wanted to incorporate her white lips, but it just didn't fit her design, so I just put a slight white liner onto her eyes, and I mean, I'm happy with that. Lately, I have been incorporating this technique to do with the line art to make it, I don't know, like as you can see right here, it gives it more of a lively touch, I guess. You pretty much just duplicate the line art layer, then turn on motion blur and blur to an extent that you would like, and then put it onto color burn and lower the opacity to a certain point. And by doing this, you can pretty much get the effect of like an old anime, I guess. Here you can see me touch up the line art on the previous design of Chief because I had switched my brush to the dry ink brush, and I just had to do that again here. And then I just pretty much repeated the line art technique for cohesive sake. So on to a more popular villager, Marshall. I've seen so many artists interpret him and they all were spot on. Like, it just looks so much like him. And I've searched up his personality, and what I've got was pretty accurate from what I've seen videos of. He acted very smug and flirty. So from what I've seen, they drew him more as a teenager, but I wanted to go more on the childish route because that's just what I get from looking at his face. I came up with two main sketches of him, but I decided to, of course, stick with the first one because I thought it just captured his personality much better. I originally thought he had black eyes, but after closer observation, I noticed he actually had green eyes, which I was pleasantly surprised by. I was on and off on the idea of giving him dark eyebrows because, I don't know, I just wanted to give him contrast, I guess. But yeah, I came to the conclusion to kind of merge the two, give him more of a dark, I don't know what the color would be described as, but yeah. So yeah, I've messed around with the lighting just to once again make it more cohesive with the rest, and yeah, he's looking really good. And here we are, all three villagers side by side together. I am literally the worst when it comes to background. I had no clue what I was gonna do for it, but of course I ended up with a decently good background, and I got the idea of putting these little bubbles with their actual silhouettes there. And yeah, I put a background with like the sea, like a beach setting, and the trees, like Animal Crossing trees, an apple tree and an orange tree in the back. This concludes the end of this first series of turning Animal Crossing villages into human. Let me know which future villagers you'd like to see me do, and I'll definitely get onto it. Hope you guys enjoyed.